So today I'm actually going to be doing a waterfall feature in the 60F. So if you guys haven't been actually following along, you know this tank actually looked a lot different and the scape was totally different. So if you haven't caught up, we did end up rescaping it for the better. So in this tank, in the last tank I actually wanted to do a waterfall feature as well, but it just didn't work out as I wanted it and it just got a little too cramped for it. And so this scape I kind of made sure I had room for it, and I wasn't actually, in the back of my head, I didn't really think I was going to do it in this tank, but it ended up working out pretty well. And obviously I don't know if it's going to work yet because I haven't even tried it yet. So this video, so if this video gets uploaded, that means it worked. So that's probably a good thing. But so basically what I'm trying to do is the pump will be back here behind this rock, and eventually we'll have immersed plants growing out the top, which will cover the pump. But I still want to be able to remove that pump for maintenance if something happens or it clogs over time, of course. But it shouldn't be a big problem because obviously it's not like it's going through a filter or nothing. It's just going straight through the pump and pumping it right back out into the aquarium. So it's just basically adding more water movement, and it's mostly going to be for looks at the end of the day, anyways. But yeah, so hopefully, I guess saying that is, we'll just experiment and I'll let you guys know how it works long term, or if you're watching this and it's a couple months down the road, and you can definitely down in the comments I can let you know if it worked or not if you're watching this in the future for sure. But so basically I got this C-shape pump, basically their smallest model, and what I had to do was obviously their connector is a 13 milliliter, and obviously that's too big of a tubing, honestly. At least for what I'm doing, that's just a little too much. So basically, I got the 88 converter. Aquafor sells it, so it changes it from 13 to 10, which is really nice. It's a nice little acrylic piece. It's kind of expensive, to be honest, but there's probably stuff in hardware stores that are just like this, honestly. But basically, you can see I put the 13 right here, and then the converter, and then basically what I'm converting it to is just this 10. So this is all just 88 hose, but basically I'll convert it to this 10 to where it's like just a real tiny hose. Still bigger than what I want it to be, but it's a lot smaller than 13, obviously. So basically what the goal is I'll hide the pump. I got the hot glue gun heating up right now, so I'll hot glue only the spots that are going to be up out of the water. I really don't want to hot glue. I'm not sure what hot glue does underwater. I don't know if it leaches anything weird, so I'm just not going to deal with that. So we'll just play it safe, but I'll basically have to hot glue it to where it'll keep in place, because obviously like it's not going to want to stay, so I'm going to have to hot glue it in place. But the nice thing about that is, even if it gets clogged or nothing, we could definitely take a spring brush and still get to it and clean it, so that's going to be nice. But it'll sit in that corner there, and basically that tube's going to sit like right on top of this ledge or this rock, and what I'm hoping is that the water will come down and kind of trickle down the rock, and just add a little bit of trickle basically, and obviously we can adjust this pump as well. But I kind of experimented, even at full blast, it's really not that bad. So I'm hoping I can actually, have a pretty good flow going, because I'd make it definitely nicer for sure. But so with that being said, I'm definitely gonna fill up this tank. So by the end of this video, obviously you'll see the waterfall working, of course. But it's really not ready. I would like to dry start this a little bit longer, but I think I'll go ahead and fill it for the better, honestly, because this dry start hasn't went as well as the other ones, so I think it's definitely needing to be filled up and just start dosing CO2 and all the good stuff, ferts and everything. So and of course this is off topic, but I will order the plants now for this. So obviously it's going to be filled up and only going to have a cubit, so I will have to do probably multiple water changes. The canister is already cycled, so it should be a big old problem, but we'll let this thing definitely do some more water changes, and then add some. Obviously we're gonna do a bunch of Bucephalandra all in the wood and Nubius, a lot of epiphytes basically. So but back to the waterfall, of course, that's what you guys came here for. So yeah, so basically like I said, the goal is to sit that in the corner. We'll connect this and basically hot glue that to the top of this, and I'll get back to you guys. So basically what I got going on is, you can see it lays down here, and right now you can basically see it, but what my plan is, I actually have some not epiphytes, I mean some immersed plants that'll grow out there. I got some Hydrophila that's already immersed that I'll plant right here to cover that immediately. But eventually, we'll, even if we change the plants or whatever, basically the goal is just to have plants growing out of the top of this to where you won't even see that, and still obviously be able to take that pump out if we need to, of course. But basically it's actually a lot shorter than I thought it would be. Like, I thought I'd need a lot of hose, but I really don't. So you can see it goes all the way up here, and then basically all we have to do it would be the hot glue that just like that. And basically I'm gonna like cut it right about here, so we're just basically is in the middle of the top of this rock. So I'll get that cut and I'll hot glue it and I'll come back to you guys. So I got that all siliconed on. Well, not really siliconed, hot glued, but yeah, it was a little difficult at first because the hot glue didn't want to stick to the rock. But basically what I did is like I made like a little layer of hot glue, and then it dried on the rock towards like a solid surface, and then I put hot glue on top of that, so it gave the hot glue kind of another surface to stick onto. And yeah, now it's like not going anywhere. And I even put a bead like on the sides a little bit. It's a little messy, but I definitely don't want it to go nowhere. And plus, there's gonna be plants covering it anyways. I'm actually gonna have moss growing all around this tube so you don't see it at all. So that's the plan. So you won't. So basically, the plan is when all the moss grows in, you're basically not even gonna see this tube. You're just basically gonna see water kind of coming out the rock, and it'll just look like that. So it almost will seem like invisible, like the water's just magically coming out the rock, which obviously it's not. But that's kind of the look we're going for. You might see like a little bit of a spout, like, but even then I wouldn't mind like moss kind of growing over here in front of it too, towards like literally just coming out. Maybe really just make it look like it's coming out the moss pretty much. But yeah, that's just the whole idea, just to basically hide it. And then obviously the immersed plants, like even the ones I have right now, one will go right here, and that's already gonna pretty much hide everything that you see right here. But yeah, so when you step back, basically, yeah, I just want that to trickle down. So we'll have to play with it. Hopefully it's not too strong at first. I think it's on the full setting right now, so we'll just see how that works if we need to. The nice thing is we can dial it down for sure, because switching it to that smaller tubing, it might push a little more pressure than normal. So we'll just see what happens, because obviously too much pressure and it's literally going to just shoot out of the tank. So at least I don't think it's that strong, but you get what I'm saying. It might shoot over the rock, but we just want it to basically just, as fast as we can go, but it's still going down the rock naturally. So I'm going to get this tank kind of slowly start filling it up, and I'll let you guys know. So I got it pretty much filled up. Obviously I could fill up a little bit more, but I wanted to go ahead and test the waterfall real quick. And yeah, like I said in my prediction, full blast, it literally shot out. Like basically it was skipping and it was like shooting out like over here. So obviously that was a no-go. But I put it on the lowest. I don't think this is the lowest setting, but it was the lowest I could get it, reach my hand in. And yeah, this like now it's trickling, and this is like literally perfect. The cool thing is, like, at first it was just doing like this little sliver right here, but then the water started going down here and hitting this, and now there's like a constant like good little stream right here, and I really like it. Like this is exactly what was in my mind. So I really like this. So you can see like even Ricardia like growing off here, or really any moss that is, you can see like now we can grow some right here with the constant water. That would totally work. And we'll just see, like when I grow plants, it's kind of permanent now, so I can't really change the direction of the flow. But like it'd be cool to kind of get it over here a little bit too, but I'm perfectly fine with how it is. Like I'm not complaining at all. I think that's definitely okay with me. So yeah, like I know this probably wasn't the best video, tutorial wise, but you guys, I mean, it's so simple that you guys can kind of see how I did this. And so basically, if you wanted to do a waterfall, you pretty much just need a plan escape behind it. So you kind of need a plan escape around it, think about how you're going to do it. And you can do a simple thing like I did, and have a rock that sticks out and have the pump behind it. Make sure you leave enough room for whatever pump you're going to use. The C-Che Mini Mouse is probably, in my opinion, like adjustable, and plus C-Che is one of the top pumps in the world, so it's just a really good option. And it's only like $20, so definitely a pump I'd recommend if you're wanting to do like a waterfall. Obviously if you're doing a way bigger tank, you might want a bigger pump, but at the end of the day, mine's just for looks pretty much, and a little bit of flow. So but yeah, I think that's all I'm really gonna show you guys. I mean, I don't think there's no point in talking you guys' ear off like I always do. Obviously I'll fill up the tank a little bit more, and I'll maybe play with the flow a little bit. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, you can definitely let me know down in the comments. If anything about this tank, even if it's not involving the waterfall, you can definitely ask me. But other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one, and follow my Instagram at Aquariums if you want to answer. You can definitely ask me questions on there too, and I'll DM you as fast as I can. But other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one.